Hello passengers, I hope you enjoyed learning about Ben's Chili Bowl. Our next stop is Howard Theater. We will be traveling down 13th Street, turning right on U Street, merging right onto Florida Avenue to turn onto T Street. We're here. Enjoy the tour. Duke Ellington was born Edward Kennedy Ellington and was a D.C. native. He was a composer, pianist, and leader of a jazz orchestra. Duke Ellington ushered in the big band genre of music and was considered the first artist to play big band in Washington, D.C.'s famed Howard Theater. Ellington began piano lessons at 7 and was taught manners and refinement at an early age. At age 15, he wrote his first composition despite not knowing how to read or write music. He continued to refine his craft through exposure to many DC musicians and later moved to Harlem as the Renaissance was starting. Duke Ellington started the orchestra and led it from 1923 until his death in 1974. His son also worked with him in the orchestra. He spent considerable amounts of time in New York and Europe and considered himself beyond jazz and a purveyor of American music. Duke Ellington was responsible for over 1,000 compositions. Duke Ellington was considered an artist of the world, not just the United States. During his career, he also scored films. Duke Ellington's illustrious career has been memorialized by the dedication of a high school, stamp, coin with his likeness, bridge with his name, and streets named after him. He was the recipient of the President Medal of Freedom. He is considered one of the great composers to ever live. He has 13 Grammy Awards to his credit. Duke Ellington also was a contemporary of some of the greatest black music artists to ever live. Hello passengers, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Now we're going to see if you were really paying attention. The question is, where is the Howard Theater located? Is it A, Harlem, New York, B, Los Angeles, California, or C, Washington, D.C.? Think fast, you have 5 seconds to answer. If you said C, you are correct. The Howard Theater is located in Washington, D.C. You got this. Okay, question number 2. Which of these performers at the Howard were from DC? Is it A, Beyonce, B, Duke Ellington, or C, Jay-Z? You have 5 seconds to answer. If you said B, you are correct. Howard Theater performer Duke Ellington was a DC native. You sure know a lot about DC. Great job. Okay, question number 3. What Howard Theater performer has a high school named after them in DC? Is it A, Wale, B, Chuck Brown, or C, Duke Ellington? Don't take too long. You have 5 seconds to answer. Did you say C? You are correct. Howard Theater performer Duke Ellington has a high school named after him in DC. Are you sure you're not a DC native? Awesome job. Okay, last question. What iconic theater made DC famous for big band music? Was it A, Lincoln Theater, B, Ford Theater, or C, Howard Theater? You have to think fast. 5 seconds on the clock, starting now. If you said C, you are correct. Duke Ellington was the first artist to play big band in Washington, D.C.'s Howard Theater. Wow, you are really good at this. Awesome job.